Robert ran a specialty aerospace manufacturing shop in Southern California, and by age 64, he was feeling the burnout. The post-COVID supply chain gridlock meant every week brought a new logistical headache. Then, a prominent private equity firm sent a very flattering direct message. A few friendly phone calls later, they slid a letter of intent across the table, offering $15 million for his business. For Robert, it felt like the finish line. $15 million was enough to retire comfortably, and this single document looked like a clean, straightforward exit from the daily grind. This diagram shows the structure buried in that paperwork. The $15 million headline split apart at the closing table. Only $9 million came as guaranteed cash, while the remaining $6 million was locked inside an earnout. An earnout ties part of the purchase price to future performance metrics, but in doing so, it forces you to shift operational control to the buyer. They take over the budgets, the hiring, and the integration decisions, meaning they hold the exact levers required to hit the targets that unlock your remaining money. Negotiating directly with a single buyer creates a vacuum. The true purpose of that first flattering offer is to buy your exclusivity early, quietly stripping away your negotiating leverage before you even realize you had it. Robert's advisory team reviewed the deal and asked him to pause direct negotiations. Before signing, they needed an independent valuation to see what the market would actually pay. The private equity firm's initial offer ignored the shop's physical capabilities. Robert owned highly specialized CNC machinery, held coveted AS9100 aerospace certifications, and secured long-term agreements with major contractors. This line graph maps the difference between the single buyer offer and the open market. While the unsolicited bid flatlined at $15 million, the company's specialized assets commanded a strategic premium, pushing its true open market value closer to $18 million. But testing the open market carries immense risk. In a tight regional manufacturing ecosystem, one leaked customer email or competitor whisper can permanently damage vendor relationships and disrupt operations. Knowing the true value of your business is useless if exposing that data destroys the company. Total confidentiality is the absolute prerequisite for safely building leverage. To safely capture that higher valuation, the advisors deployed a controlled auction, a structured process designed to systematically generate competition without leaking the company's identity. First, they built a defensive perimeter. They distributed blinded teasers, without naming the shop, and they monitored buyer access through secure digital data rooms. This scatterplot represents market feedback. 5 indications of interest, or IOIs, landed firmly between $14 and $18 million. Faced with verifiable competition, the original buyer abandoned their low anchor, revising their initial bid upward to $16 million. With the low offers weeded out, the top 3 bidders advanced. To maintain absolute secrecy and protect staff morale, the advisors organized highly confidential facility tours strictly after normal operating hours. Then came the final squeeze. The advisors informed the remaining buyers they were in direct competition, setting a rigid, non-negotiable deadline for their highest offers. Hype and friendly conversations do not drive up purchase prices. A buyer will only reveal their maximum financial threshold when forced by the strict enforcement of structure and hard deadlines. When the deadline hit, the winning bid came from a larger out-of-state aerospace supplier looking to establish a California footprint. Their final offer reached $20.2 million. This chart compares upfront terms. The original offer provided $9 million in guaranteed cash, while the competitive bid delivered $18.1 million at close. Importantly, the deal structure shifted in Robert's favor. The post-close financial risk of the earnout was completely eliminated, dropping to 0. The new deal also secured critical protections beyond the purchase price. Robert locked in a long-term lease on the building he owned, ensuring ongoing passive rental income, and negotiated guaranteed 2-year employment contracts to protect his key floor managers. Negotiating your life's work with a single buyer lets them set the rules. Manufacturing competition is the most reliable way to force a buyer's hand. Build the leverage you need to secure your cash and ensure your legacy is protected on your own terms.